This is Greater MSP Business with Cindy Brucato.
Precision manufacturing, the production of parts with extremely precise tolerances, is the future of manufacturing. Ultra Machining Company in Monticello has invested in the future with skilled employees and advanced equipment, including computers and robotics. UMC understands what it takes to stay on top of a competitive business. And we're here with the president of UMC, Eric Gibson. Thanks for talking to us today, because I know you like to spend a lot of time on the floor, so glad to have you sitting down here. We've talked about how precision manufacturing is the future of the industry, but it's also a very competitive business. How does UMC maintain its edge?
One of the things that we do is in our spirit of UMC, which is kind of our cultural values, one of the things we pride ourselves on is innovation. And so we've got a lot of really creative people. And the way we keep our edge is we send them out to get specialized training, but we also challenge them here to come up with unique ideas. So I'll give you a good example. We had an engineer that recognized that we were having a tremendous amount of scrap on a particular part. And he came to us and said, hey, I think that the two machines can talk together, the machine that's doing the inspection and the machine that's making the part. And so he actually got involved, helped write some software, and now we have those two machines talking to each other, and our scrap rates went almost to zero. So when you've got people on your team that can do that kind of work, it really makes this job a lot easier.
And of course, that kind of attention goes downstream and benefits your customers. Who are your customers? What do they need? What do you do for them?
So we've really got two components to our business, Cindy. One is the aerospace side. That's about 30% of our business. The other is medical device. So large companies like Woodward on the aerospace side, and even larger companies like Medtronic and Stryker and others on the medical device side. So on the aerospace side, we make what are called fuel components, so things that go in jet engines. So, if you've ever taken a flight, probably one of the engines that we made parts for kept you in the air, which is a good thing. And then on the medical device side, we make both implantables as well as the instruments that they use to implant those devices, mostly on the orthopedic side. So super tight tolerances, high quality requirements in regulated industries is where we focus.
Give us an example for something that you could point out to us.
Yeah, so one of the things that we make for one of our large customers is a piece that goes in patients' backs. So if somebody has had some sort of damage to their spine, or they've had some sort of cancer that they've had to remove a component of the spine, we make an implantable that actually inserts in there. And so that's really a unique product because it's being left in the patient's body, so the tolerances are incredibly tight. As you can imagine, if you're going to have something implanted in you, you want it to be the highest of quality and exactly as the company designed it. So on the med device side, that'd be a good example. On the aerospace side, I can show you a fuel swirler. They're these small round discs that actually take the jet engine fuel and disperse it so it burns faster and easier, and so we make those for jet engines.
Where do you find the people that have to do this kind of work?
Well, we can't find enough of them for the first part. One of our big components of our business is the machining end, and we need machinists. And right now, it's really tough to find machinists. Most of the companies in our space, and you talked about our competitors, we've all got 12 or 15 jobs listed that we're looking to hire for. One of the things that we've been doing is working with the tech schools and really trying to get in early with those employees so that we can then bring them on as apprentices and then get them to work for us long term. Here's a good example. We recruit out of Alexandria Technical Institute up in Alexandria. They've got 30 young people in their first year class and 30 in the second year class. By the time those kids get through that first year, all of them have 4 job offers. And so that just gives you a sense of the pressure we're feeling to keep all of these machines running with those high-tech people.
How does your location in Monticello affect your recruitment?
Well, it can work for us and against us, Cindy. One of the things that works for us is we get a lot of people out of this farm community that are used to working with their hands. They like to build things, and so that works for us. If an employee really wants to be in the city and they want all the bright lights and all of that, it's a little more difficult. But what we do in Monticello is we have the train that goes from Big Lake, so if they want to go down and catch a Twins game, they can go down and catch it and come right back. Very affordable housing here, so your dollar stretches a little bit further than it might downtown Minneapolis. So that's kind of how we pitch it is, it's not bad here, it's a great place to live, and you're that much closer to the lakes, which most people really enjoy as well.
And talking about the future, what's the next investment for UMC?
So we've really got two areas that we're focused on. One is on the 3D printing side. So 3D printing is going to really change the way we do manufacturing. And we're using it right now in a lot of particular areas to help kind of facilitate the engineering discussion with our machinists. The other area is automation. I had mentioned earlier that we're having a challenge finding enough machinists out there. So we're investing heavily in automation so that with the machinists we do have, they can run multiple machines. So as you go out on the floor, you'll see one of our latest acquisitions is a new machine called an MX520 that we have put a robot on. And so the robot actually picks and places those parts in the machine itself. And then we go on and it allows it to operate almost 24/7 without any intervention.
Eric, thanks so much. Eric Gibson, president of UMC. We're here in Monticello. For Greater MSP Business, I'm Cindy Brucato.